Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, and we're back with another episode of Settlement Survival. I hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day today. In this episode, we are going to get into some steel smelting. What I like to do for when I get to this point in our games, I like to set up an area that is dedicated for steel making. It goes all the way from gathering the iron ore all the way to the finished product of steel. So there's quite a few little buildings that we gotta put up, and I like to group those all together. And I've designated this as our beginning area to do so. But before any of that, we have to learn the steel tech. So let's hop up into our technologies. We have 2 points available right now. I want to put the first point into mining. And of course, if we're going to do some steel, we have to have smelting. Smelter is going to allow us to do the steel things. So we'll activate that. Secondly, let's get into our second tier mines. Now that we have some lamp oil around town, we will be able to upgrade. So we're going to go ahead and activate that. And we'll have to see what we do with our third tech point once that comes around here shortly. But for now, let's go ahead and get this stuff started up. We have our resources and our processing now lit up with a new icon. So we're going to go ahead and find our smelter. There it is. Can process iron and refine fuel into steel. So what we want to do is we have this area. I mentioned that. I want to put a couple more mines on this side of the mountain, but we should have enough room to build a couple more buildings like right in here. So what we're going to do, let's start off with, well, I guess we're going to start with the mine. I was going to start with the smelter, but let's do the mine first. Okay, and now we have the senior mine. We are going to ignore open mine for now. We'll do senior mine, and these are the exact same as our other mines, except they're a little bit deeper. It has a little bit more of a capacity. So you can see that these two mines here have this kind of stop symbol. Doesn't work. There isn't any more production available because there's no ore left in this particular mine until you upgrade it. So we will mark these for upgrading. Well, I guess we need some lamp oil before we do any of that. So that means that these two that we just put in here aren't going to be able to get built up either. So we're looking for about 500 lamp oil to get all these things created. So I guess, I did just see that our caravan returned. We should have some money now. Let's go ahead and get some more lamp oil as well. So let's do this real quick. We'll go up to our trading post. I've been going back and forth with Carlos. Just sold some cats. And we're going to go ahead and go back to Rania. And I'll get this set up here. All right, we got it all set up. We're going to sell some coffee beans, 500 lamp oil, and buying 2 cats on the way. We're going to go ahead and form it. We are also currently sitting with 53 free laborers, lots and lots of people. We just had an immigrant batch that came through, so we're kind of putting those people into work here. So before we continue this, while we are waiting for our lamp oil, let's go ahead and quick check over here. I do have a couple of farms on the way, plantations. You can see here that we're adding in 6 more. I'm trying to keep ahead of this food curve here. We're doing pretty great right now, but I want to maintain that greatness. So what we're going to go ahead and do is get some of these plantations working. So we realized in our last episode that peas are now 20 per grid over our oats, which are now 14 per grid. So we're using peas all over the place. Also, cactuses are phenomenal. So I'm really considering putting in another area for cactuses. So we may do that as well. But over here, this is kind of our peas area right now. Over on the other side of the world, over here, we have a lot more things that we can do. So this is kind of where we have our cactus processing area. We got 5 cactus workshops right here. So I think what we need to do is add in some more cactuses. So I'm going to reshuffle this just a little bit. I want all of these on the right to be cactuses. And then these, well, I guess it's 2 farms, but 4 workers that are currently making oats. I'm going to swap these over here to oats. And the reason why I want to keep a few oats around is because we are milling them into flour and we do have bread stuff around. So that's why I want to keep oats around. Eventually we'll be able to get into beer making, and then we'll need oats for that as well. So that's why I'm going to keep some oats around. We're going to go ahead and get the rest of this stuff to cactuses. Looking great. Put a 4th worker in there because we have 4 workers in each of these cactus workshops over here. 2,988 cactus cuts. Pretty good. They're not the best thing, but it's a good food quantity wise. And we're kind of running low on cactuses, so this will check back on it, make sure that it's still working well enough for us. And then we are making a little bit of medicinal powder with those cactuses as well, so I'm going to increase that ever so slightly. And then Over here, we have the ability to make fodder from cactuses. So we're going to also get that started. This last cactus workshop, I'm just going to leave it as is for now. So we'll go ahead and we'll get those things readjusted. We're doing pretty okay with laborers still. Now we are going to use a bunch of them for these iron minings and coal minings action that we're going to get into here shortly. So let's come back over here and then we will continue to work on this little area. So now that we have our mines set up here and hopefully enough food too for all these new people we got going on, we'll keep our eyes on it though, just make sure. We're going to get these roads tied in and then we are going to of course have to await the creation of these couple mines. But we do have this one right here that we can add some people in to get started. So let's go ahead and coal is fine over here. We're going to go ahead and, we do have the ability to upgrade that, but that has 61% inventory in it still. So we're going to go ahead and utilize that. So that mine will get started and let's go ahead and continue our game here. And then we are going to want to have a couple things logistic wise. And of course, we are also going to want to have warehouses and a transfer station. So we're going to go ahead and get all those things set up over here as well. So we have this little road that is on the way here, and then we're going to get this transfer station working. Transfer station, there it is, going to grab it. And we should be able to encompass almost every mine here. It looks pretty good. I'm going to put it right on the corner here, just so that we take advantage of all of our mines that we have here. That should be all right. And then let's, of course, grab a couple of warehouses. And we're just going to kind of line them up over in this area. Should be no problem to do that. Let's go ahead and use 4. That's a lot, but we'll probably utilize all that space here. And then we'll get that going like that. Okay, great. And then we want to come up over here. And then we want to say smelter. All right, we're going to go ahead and grab this guy. And for now, let's just do the one. And then, of course, we are going to have our fuel refinery, fuel factory, I guess it is now. And then we'll get that guy going as well. So this guy is going to, of course, take our wood and be able to process that into refined fuels, which will then be utilized by the smelter to make steel with the iron. And I'm just now questioning, why do I care about coal over here? Let's see. If we go back up to our fuel factory, there we go. That's why. Because the refined fuel can be used with either timber or coal. And we want to use some coal for that. So that's why we're getting that all set up. And then, of course, we need the iron for the steel as the base thing. And then we also have the ability now to make the advanced smithy, I believe. Let's check this out. There it is, the advanced smithy. That's, of course, going to take a little bit of steel, but that's all right. We can set up a little area right up in here for the utilization of such things. Let's even put 2 in there. Sure, that'll work. Okay, and then we are going to need a little bit more time, of course, to get these things built up. But since we have so many workers, we could absolutely use a couple more builders' cabins. People, let's grab one, and then let's get another one set up over here someplace. All right, we'll go right there. Builder's cabin, that'll get built up. We'll put a bunch more builders in here, get this stuff working great for us. This is pretty flat over here along the water's edge. And salt is being used a lot now. We have some of those things set up for the fish, the salted fish. We need some more salt coming in. So we have to build a couple more salt workshops, saltworks, I guess. And we'll get these guys set up as well. And these are the ones that have the goofy entryway on the right there. So it's going to kind of be a little tricky. That works real swell right there to get that thing working. Excellent. Okay, so that's 2 more. We'll see how that turns out. We may need to get even more. I want to be using the salt all over for a couple things. The food as well as soap. We don't currently have any soap processing happening. I'd like to change that. Of course, we need salt for that. Currently sitting at 0 reserves for salt. Got to get it going here. I did put in this knitting workshop at the end of the last episode, and we have rope on the way, and we are using that rope to make fishing nets. Currently at 200 fishing nets, and that is our cap. And I think I'm going to leave that for now. Taking a quick look down our list here, we're doing really great with just about everything. What do we got here? Textiles. So this, backpacks. We aren't currently making any new backpacks because that bug has been fixed. You can see here we are making rough clothes on that guy. And then down over here, we are making costumes, we had a couple of theaters. There's one right here that we put in the last episode. We were waiting for those costumes, and I believe all of the theaters are now completed. We should have 3, and there we go. Oh, we have 4. 4 all completed. Great. So let's come back over here, and it looks like we have a handful of costumes. I don't really care about having a ton of them. I don't think they get used by the theater. Like, you need to have a continuous source. I'm not sure, but let's find out. So if I take costume creation out of here, we should eventually run out if the theaters are using them. The backpack, we need cotton cloth, which we don't have access to yet. We need to get cotton seeds. And, ooh, we don't have silk either. So let's go for down jackets, a little bit better clothing, and we'll get the advanced tailor working with 2 people and get some good clothes coming in. I think that'll be great to have. And, not good. Our quarry. I was going to say I added a couple more people to our quarry to make it a little bit better, but it looks like it's not because it's not working. So we did get an additional point. We might as well throw that into the expanded quarry as well, and we'll go ahead and we'll do that. I would prefer to not make another huge gray square for another quarry around the map someplace. So this will be just fine right here, and we will go ahead and upgrade it once we get the steel and the planks, but that's going to be a little bit of time. So let's just take these workers out of here for now, and then we will upgrade when we are able to. All right, that'll look great. Down over here, it looks like a couple of our warehouses are getting created, which is good, but not what we really need at this moment. So let's go ahead and put 6 workers in this builder's cabin, get that going pretty good. What are we missing down here? A couple of cut stones. Okay, we can do that. So back over here, we had our masonry person, and we are, of course, using stone for this, which we don't have a lot of. Let's do this. So our caravan just got back. What are we gonna need here? So this is 80. 8 times 5, or let's go with 500 stone. That's more than enough. Hopefully we can do that in one go. We'll find out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and form another caravan. We got our cats from Rania, so that means we are going to go ahead and visit Carlos, and I'll get this set up. All right, so here we go. This is as good as we can do. We are maxed with weight. I did decide to just do a couple regular stones, and then 250 cut stone. 4 cats we're selling, and 350 coffee beans. Let's go ahead and form it. Go visit Carlos, get that rep up a little bit. Speaking of which, let's just double check some of these things. We're getting pretty far here with Rania, almost to 500, 317. We got a little ways to go, but we're getting there. The level 3 recipes for her are decent. Gem mine will be a great thing to get to start selling gems. I get a little bit more money. Carlos, we're not even halfway with Carlos yet to rep level 3. So we got some work to do with Carlos. There's a couple other people I would like to visit, namely here, so that we can get to the dense farms. But that's a little bit away from us for now. But we need to wait for those caravans to come back to get our cut stone so that we can get these things built up. But it looks like our smelter is nearly completed. We're going to have to be bringing in some iron ore from elsewhere around the town, which is not that big of a deal to get that thing started up. And it looks like the fuel factory right next door is on the way. So this is coming together quite nicely, but we are needing a few more things, which we will be able to get. We need to, planks also. Okay, let's do a little bit of work here. So over here we have a ton of things right now running sawmills, trying to get a ton of domestic fuels out. We're currently sitting really good with domestic fuels because I did just do an import of some domestic fuels to try and get ahead a little bit here. But we obviously need to do more planks. So let's go ahead and find another ground sawmill that we have, and we will be able to make some more planks with this little buddy. We'll go ahead and we'll put it over here on our kind of in our industrial row here, and we'll go ahead and we'll get that started, and we'll get some planks on the way. Up over here with all of our tree farms, which are doing awesome, keeping us above the water here with our timber. I'm kind of thinking about maybe adding in another one. Let's just check this here. We're plus 400. It's good. It's really good. But if we're going to start to making more planks, I want to keep ahead of it. And it does take a little time for trees to be able to get to the point to where you're going to be harvesting from them. So let's go ahead and we'll put 3 workers on another forest farm. I mean, we're at 12,000 timber right now. That's a lot. But we'll go ahead and do it. We have the workers to spare for now. We got our butcher here. Nothing going on in that butcher. Let's go ahead and get a worker in it. We'll do that there as well. And while we're thinking about it, we'll get our butchers making us meat chops. And we did mention the saltworks, so we have to double check those and see if those are built up yet. But what we can do is get another curing workshop on the way, and then we will be able to utilize those meat cuts from the butcher. So let's go ahead and get this guy over here. I wish I had a delivery station. Ho, look at that, we could. All right, so let's see. The supply terminal. Workers will store designated items in the structure from storing type buildings. Any citizen can take and use the resources. So I said delivery station because this is going to bring in select raw materials to the area, but let's go ahead and go with the supply terminal. It's a lesser version than the delivery station. But the reason why I want to get this thing is because that we can go ahead and put this thing in and we can call for, dang it, our caravan met with a mishap. We can call for the required goods. This will be the salt in this case. And then the curing workshop will be able to grab that salt from right here and start to work that, as well as the fats and the glass bottles as well for our lighting factories. So with our caravan mishap, that sucks. We need to get some more stone on the way here. So we got to go back to Rania. So we're going to go ahead and continue to get ourselves some. So we're going to continue to get ourselves some kitties. And then we're going to go ahead and go for buying. And I'm going to get this set up here. Going to Rania, we are going to sell some beans, some timber, and bring back some cats and 250 cut stone. Hopefully, we don't meet with a mishap on that one. That would be not great. Okay, so over here, our curing workshop is good to go. We're going to go ahead and do salted meats. We have meat chops, so what that means, we have to go ahead and ban that. I don't think we have done that yet. So under stock management here, I hit I to get to this menu. We can go ahead and find our meat chops. There they are, and go ahead and ban them. So what this is gonna do, in case you don't know, in this case, meat chop I don't think is used as a plain food, but like in the fish case, you can use fish as a base food, and then when you ban it, it reserves the supply of meat chops in this case, or fish, for the production of salted meat chops, salted fish. So that's why I wanted to do that. And then we will wait for a Harriet here to get some salted meats and some salt over here. And then they are going to get started with that. It's going to be great. Oh, over here, our fuel factory is up and running. We are going to go ahead and set that up. Got to get 2 workers in there. And then our smelter is also good to go. Looking for iron, refined fuel to make us some steel. Let's go ahead and get 2 people working on that. 200 for steel cap is a decent beginning spot. We'll go ahead and leave that there. Looks like our 1 senior mine is nearly completed. That's going to be awesome to get that going. These both, I'll probably do 10 people with iron in them. And we'll be able to get those things really going here pretty quickly here. And then we are looking for some steel. I could have imported some steel as well. Maybe we should do that. So we need 60 steel here. So if we go back to our caravan, we need some steel. Let's go ahead and we might as well visit Rania again. I'm going to go ahead. I have to sell some things in order to be able to afford the steel. So let's get the steel in here first to know how much we are really going to need. 60 to begin with, 663 coins. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but let's see if we can pull this off. So we have coffee beans. That's not a whole lot of coffee. We're going to go ahead and mark that. It got us about halfway. Timber, that's the thing I have a lot of excess of, and I have been selling a little bit. Let's see what 200 gets us. Well over. So we might as well sell enough here to where we are getting a little bit of bonus money. All right, that's 1,600. We got 150 coffee beans going out, 290 timber, and then 60 steel coming back. Oh, we can't do that because of our insurance premium. So let's go ahead and adjust this timber number again. Okay, so back down to 175 timber. All right, that is on the way. That's going to get here in about a year. So we will be able to get our quarry up and running here after that point. Coming back over here, it looks like our salt works are now good to go. Let's go ahead and get some salt queued up here. We have tons of warehouses over here, so that should work out fantastic for us as far as that goes. And then oh, I got a reed field over here. Oh, we have plenty of reeds. I was gonna say, we have one that's sitting here that's not operating. We need to add something in there, but doesn't look like we need to. We're doing okay. Clay is also looking good, and sand is also looking good. So we'll just leave those two things for now. That might be an industry we want to kick up a little bit. Let's double check our brick and glass situation here. 60 bricks and 109 glass. Not doing that great. Let's go ahead and add a couple more things back into that industry now that we have the workers again. We're still doing great on food. 72,000 food. So we have a lot of extra workers if we need to get into more farming. It looks like our couple plantations may have been sitting here for a little while. So I did just mention we're doing pretty great on food, but let's go ahead and get these things going. Better to get them doing something than just hanging out here. Get lots and lots of peas. And then I did put a mill over here to try and catch some of these plantations with the extra fertility. Nope, I have that backwards. Dang it, we got to get the mill out of there. The grass is for, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, for the pastures. And then this little pile of, looks kind of like it's carbonated pile of dirt, I guess, is for the farms. So we're going to go ahead and knock this mill out of here. And then we will replace it with our compost plant. That, oh, it looks like it fits in here quite nicely. So we're going to go ahead and get one of these guys in here. And we should be able to catch the corner. Excellent. So that'll go right there. And then we have this weird, awkward space that I'm not sure what to do with. So we'll figure something out. Let's go ahead and get a durable storage yard in here as much as we can at least. And it looks like that'll work great. And then, oh yeah, we could do that. Get it like that, and then we can get a dirt road back there and then really utilize our space. Awesome. Okay, good. Got those all going. Food should be handled now for quite a while. We have so much now, so that's awesome. I'm happy we figured that out. Then good, over here, our senior mine is all happy. Iron mine, let's go ahead and get 10 workers in there. Turn it off and turn it back on. Fills all 10 slots. Quick and easy. All right, so we have our iron on the way. We have the iron and the refined fuel getting turned into steel. Looks like we've made a handful of it so far this year. By the time that caravan gets back, we're gonna have enough steel to have the quarry upgraded here. Can we even do it yet? Oh, almost 20. So once we get that steel in from the quarry, we will upgrade it, and then we will have a super duper quarry on the next episode. And oh, our sawmill for planks. Let's go ahead and get that set up. Lots of things coming together, looking good. Okay, yeah. So we are waiting for another import of some cut stone, and we'll have our mines good to go. And we have set up a nice little spot for making steel. And that's going to be it for this episode. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I hope you had a fantastic and amazing weekend, and I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great rest of your evening, day, or night.